Hey Facebook, and welcome to our fifth live interview with our coaches here at Coaching Minds. And I'm joined today by the absolutely amazing Priya Persuad. Priya, thank you so much for jumping in last minute. I know we were scheduled with Sebastian and we were scheduled for next week, but I really appreciate you stepping forward today and sharing this space. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here, and looking forward to sharing my experience. And yeah,
No, looking forward to hearing all about it, Priya. And I know we've been working together for a long time now, coming up to well over 2.5 years. So it's going to be really good to hear your story and for you to share that with everybody today. If you're tuned in, let us know where you're tuned in from. If you've got any questions for Priya, please drop them in the comments box. I'm going to interview Priya first and ask the questions. I'm going to come back to your comments at the end and bring them into this space. So please feel free to say hi. We'd love to know that you're tuned in. And if you're watching the replay and you have any questions, myself and Priya will get back to you. So Priya, just to kick off today's interview, my first question is, how or what was it that kickstarted your career or your path in becoming a life coach?
that's an amazing question, Paul. Thank you so much. So, for those who don't know me, I began my personal growth journey at the age of 28 in 2018. But in 2019, I found coaching and this amazing group, Wisdom Creators, that Paul was part of, and that's where my whole life turned around, and I'm living a more meaningful life and fulfilling life now, and my passion and purpose. So yeah, that's basically it. But in terms of coaching, it's what really changed my mindset, because from what I've heard, that coaching, you have to have some sort of a life experience, which I didn't have. And when I experienced that for myself, and the way it changed my mindset and my whole life around that, I was, there is a higher purpose for me other than, on the life I was living before. So that was like a huge eye opener for me, and it really changed my life and helped me took the right direction.
No, that's amazing, and you're just one example of many people who really go on that journey and feel the benefits of coaching, which pulls you into wanting to also share what you learn, share those experiences with other people. So it's great that you've really done that work on yourself, because one important thing and aspect of a life coach is you need to constantly be on that journey of self-growth. You constantly invest in you and who you are, and Priya, you do that endlessly, day in and day out. And I'm so happy to hear that this has kind of changed the way you think and has led you to that kind of more feelings of fulfillment. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, most welcome.
So my next question is, what attracted you to Coaching Minds? So there's lots of self-help things out there, lots of people, lots of coaches. What was it that attracted you to Coaching Minds?
So the support, the community is unlike anything else I ever experienced in my life, especially at a very tender, I can say tender age of not knowing, much about this world and personal growth. So most of you would have known I started off with Wisdom Creators. That was the baby steps, and then I came into Coaching Minds, and that support, that endless support, and guidance, and people are kind and loving and compassionate towards you. It's just what you need. We can have so much or do so much alone, but we can do so much more, much more, when you're in a community that are like-minded, and we have the same values, and we are driven to the same purpose or to the same goal or vision. So that was what really attracted me, because before I didn't have that. Even coming from my loved ones, I didn't have that support that I got. And I said this a few times in my lives. I think, when I these people, when I came into contact with them, like Paul and the team, I kept saying these people, but when I came into contact and I was experiencing all this love and support and guidance, I couldn't believe it, right? I thought there was a catch, there's something they're trying to seek from me or trying to sell something. And it wasn't that. And over time, I had to shift that mindset because they were still there for me. And that is my biggest attraction, family. And, we say at Coaching Minds, we are family. And that's the true experience of a family. And I can proudly say I'm grateful. I'm grateful and thankful and blessed that I found a community. Even I was told, like, I am too old now to start something, that support and that guidance and that love and compassion that I got from Coaching Minds, really kept me alive and, to push forward and to really invest in myself. And there's still hope, there's still opportunity for me to pursue something in my life.
Thank you so much for that, Priya. And I just have to add to that, we've been there, we've supported you, we've helped you grow, but you are the one that's done all that work. You're the one that stepped forward, really invested in everything that we're offering here at Coaching Minds to help yourself grow. You're choosing to show up. And your growth, if you don't mind me mentioning, your growth has been incredible over the 2 years. I remember when we first met and you were scared to step in front of a camera. You didn't want to go live. You didn't feel like what you had to say was valuable. And look at you now. You lead live sessions. You lead webinars. You do book clubs. You feature in a lot of stuff in Wisdom Creators. On podcast episodes, and you're openly sharing your values, your wisdom, and your experiences. So I just want to say, this is all down to you and the choices that you've made, and the energy that you give to other people as well, and the desire that you have. So we've been there, but you're the one that really needs to give yourself a huge pat on the back for really stepping into the roles that you have, and growing yourself, because it's so visible to see your growth. And it's, for me, it's wonderful to see. It's really wonderful to see. Okay. So my next question is, so you've been part of Coaching Minds Wisdom Creators for 2 years. You then kind of in 2020, you became part of our core team to help run Wisdom Creators and do lots of events that we do. But you also decided to take on from that our coaching certification course. So I just want to ask you, why did you choose to do the certification course? And what is it that you like most about it?
Thank you again, Paul, for that question. So one of my, I shouldn't say one, a few of my values is like making a difference, serving, helping people, changing lives. And because I started my personal growth journey at a very late age, and I really, found what I what I truly love, even though I knew I wanted to serve before, I didn't know what medium, through what avenue I will do that. And when it changed, when life coaching changed my life, and my mindset, I realized that this is what the universe is showing to me, is giving to me, that this is my path to to help the world, to inspire others. And those are one of the reasons, making a difference in other people's life, that because it makes me happy. I was really happy and fulfilled when I realized, with just some coaching sessions and having that guidance from another person, that you can do so much. And I imagine that how many people more are out there that need that help, that need that enlightenment, that need that support. And that was one of the main reasons that that led me to took on the certification course. Another thing that I want to add is that I thought, like, serving others, but as I when I first started the course, it was pretty overwhelming, and it was like, there is so much. But as I went into it, and I started doing the modules and the videos and attending the seminars and workshop, I found that ease, especially with the support as well. And not only did I realize that I can use this to help others, but to apply in my own life, like listening, questioning, being there, supporting your own family members. So apart from making a difference and serving others, I use that, to my own everyday life, that I can improve continuously on things that, need work to work on.
No, I can definitely resonate with that, Priya, as well. Like, I'm thinking back to when I first started my certification and my journey to becoming a life coach, and yeah, it's the best personal growth I'd ever invest in as well, because the tools that you learn and the reading that you and the studying you get involved with, when you apply it to your own life too, you get so much benefit from that. It really transforms, your one, emotional maturity hugely. It increases your self-awareness, increases your awareness of others. It really helps you grow as an individual. And I can really feel that to building relationships with those around you, to building relationships at work, and to just build yourself as a person. Those tools are really valuable. And that's not something you can get from listening to motivational speakers and having these words shared to you. Actually going through those tools to try and test them before you share them with others just gives you so much benefit. So thank you so much for sharing that, Priya. It's a really good point, and I can really resonate with it. So my next question is, as part of our certification course, what makes us very unique here at Coaching Minds is we have a donation-based coaching center to make coaching accessible and affordable. So wherever people are in the world, they can apply for one of our trainee life coaches for free and then give a donation if they're happy with the service afterwards. That helps them get the support, and it helps you guys as trainee coaches get those 40 hours you need for your coaching certification. So my question is, how have you found our coaching center?
So I really think that the Coaching Minds Coaching Center is a huge advantage for those who can't afford coaching and really, really need it. The world is in a different place. People are in difficult positions. The beauty that I love about the center is that it's a donation-based center, and you don't have to give a donation if you don't want to, but you have access to life coaching. That you can seek that help, and you can from there take that step in your life, maybe that you want it for a long time and you can't afford it, because we all know expensive coaching can be, especially with those so-called coaches out there. So I really like the fact that that support is there. Like you mentioned, it's authentic, affordable, and accessible for everyone out there. Also, I like that, it's very ethical. You are in safe hands when you come through the clinic, and also I get an opportunity in terms of myself to practice, that actual practice. It's not like for some courses you just look at some videos or you read some documents and that's it. I have that physical practice before I go out into my own world of coaching business. So I have that practice really helps me, and it also adds up to part of my assessment. So that support from the client, whoever is coming through, and I give them back, I think it's that is really amazing, and helping them benefit from coaching and seeing coaching not only as I think so some people see coaching as it's about money, make along with making different. I love that Coaching Minds offer that center there to support those who can't afford it. So I really, really love that feature.
No, thank you so much for your kind words, and I really am grateful that you like that offering that we have in terms of that coaching center. And I think it's important to note for anybody who's tuned in as well, not only is it beneficial for the clients that get that coaching from our training coaches, but it's so beneficial for our coaches as well, in that one of the biggest challenges that coaches face is being able to find clients and attract clients to their business. And whether you're doing free coaching or small amount, or you're actually charging a service for what you're giving, what you're delivering to your clients, It's important that we start off and we start to build, practice those skills, get those testimonials in. So clients from the coaching center, if you do a good job, they're going to leave you a testimonial. That testimonial that you get, start to build them up, builds the trust and credibility in your brand and your business, which will help you attract more clients in the long run. So we're here to really look after the clients, give that support and help that they need, but also give our coaches, our training coaches, that support and help they need in obtaining clients and building a credible business for their coaching. So thank you for sharing that, Priya. Some really, really great points that you shared.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. You have that exposure, even as you are training. So it's really a huge benefit for us as coaches as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So my next question is all related to our coaching pod. So another service that we add in addition to our curriculum, to the full program of study, is we give each of our coaches their very own online coaching pod. So I just want to know what your thoughts are about your own coaching pod.
So I think the coaching pod is such an amazing addition to the program. Having that small little space, I wouldn't say small, that little, keep remembering, and the little department store and a big store, like it really gives you, what I like about the space is that it's very, free from distraction, like social media, for example, and it's in that hub, and we have we have control over what we do in there, as we own that space, like we create our own branding, we have all our events in there. Because if I can relate, like, you get on social media, it's so distracting, but when you're in that community, the coaching community, or most of the pod, you are fully focused, nothing is coming in and distracting you on social media and such. So I really think that, having that little space as a coach, in the Coaching Minds hub, adds not only to yourself, but you can create your own little community when you become certified, even as you're training, start building now your content, your services, whatever you're going to be having as a coach or providing for your clients. You have everything in place, updates, emails, everything can be sent from that one, place, that coaching pod. And for us coaches, you get it free, so that's not a huge addition, I think, for coaches. I don't think any other certification program for that, your own little private space that you don't, free from distraction, and everything in one place you can set up. And you also have, the best part is that, most of us are, not so good with the technical side. We have the support in Coaching Minds that, if I'm struggling with this, you can, reach out to someone, or you can attend a workshop that, this is what I'm having, and you have that support. You don't get overwhelmed or frustrated, how I'm going to start this, or what I need to do, how I'm going to fix this and get stuff done. So that's just amazing addition to the certification program.
Thank you so much, Priya. Again, I really appreciate everything you shared there, and some really, really good insights for anybody who's tuned in with regards to our coaching pod. And what I really like that you mentioned is the distraction piece, because that's so important. So we can set up a Facebook group for our clients or members and people we engage with in terms of our content, events, all that sort of thing. Facebook's got functionalities, it's quite a good tool, but like you said, it's not focused. It's very easy for people to have the intention to go into your Facebook group and catch up with whatever you're doing. However, they will get sidetracked, they will get pulled, they'll see a post as they're scrolling through, and then all of a sudden 45 minutes is gone, they've been scrolling through social media, it's like, oh no, I forgot to go into that group, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the engagement with your group kind of starts to fizzle a little bit. But with our coaching pod, it's a one place that's full of growth, it's focused, so it's like a focus group for your clients and your members, so they can really be focused and not get distracted from that space. When they go in, they know where they're going, and they're going to you, and they're going there to invest in themselves or to attend an event that you've got going on. But like everything, it doesn't have its cons as well. The con being is it's a new platform, it's a new space for people to use. They have to learn how to use it. You have to start to build those habits and behaviors for people to get into that app. And it's a challenge that we're working on here at Coaching Minds as well. And because everybody knows Facebook, feel comfortable with Facebook, they know how it works. So, but it's similar. Our app is similar to Facebook. It works the very same way. So if you can navigate around Facebook, you can navigate around the app, and you can navigate around our coaching pods. So some really good points there, Priya. Thank you so much for sharing it. My final question before we go to anybody who's tuned in, so please drop your questions through now. If you have any questions for Priya or myself, drop them in the comments box. But my final question, Priya, and I know you've been with us for 2 years, over 2 years now, 2.5 years. You've been on our coaching program since October last year. So my final question is, would you recommend Coaching Minds, and why? If yes.
Of course, 100% yes. And if the number one reason why I should recommend Coaching Minds and the certification is that you have that back-end support. The coaching certification is nothing like you've seen before. It's very detailed, everything down to the lessons, to the videos, everything is explained so clearly that you wouldn't have any trouble, going through the course. Like I've gone through, and there was never a moment that I had to reach out to Paul and say, Paul, I don't understand, what is this? It's so clearly explained. And plus, the plus sides is that you have a Pearl of Wisdom workbook that you can, journal your thoughts or what you would have learned or your takeaways from what you would have learned from the lesson. And to test your knowledge, the quiz, I just love that. It's a big motivator for me to move on to the next lesson, especially when you score, you have 100. So I think that support and the structure of the course, the workshops, I think it's another huge addition that we have that one-to-one coaching workshop that we can we have with our supervisors and the coach, the client and stuff, where we have feedback. I think that's a huge one for coaches that are training, that wants to become a life coach. You have that practical support, that practical workshop that you don't have to be frustrated that how am I going to do this. And one thing that it really helps is build up that confidence. Because imagine you have just completed a certification, you don't have all these support and practical workshop. Now it's time for you to go into the coaching world, and it will be very difficult for you to build up that confidence and get started. And the beauty, the big side of it is that support for me. And I know that from the trainees, as the supervisor and the trainee coach as well, the community as in general, and everything that is being done in the certification program, the seminars, the workshop, the modules, and also the personal growth program activities they have going on a weekly basis. That even adds up, like our book club, the lives, the Sunday lives. They're very, very innovative and inspiring for us to grow as coaches. Like that's one of the requirements is to continue invest in yourself to to grow as a coach in order to help others. So it's a definite yes for me, Paul, and those are some of the reasons that I would want to share with those who are looking or who plan on becoming a life coach. And plus that exposure from the coaching center, and plus you get a free coaching, you got your coaching little space, your coaching pod, and plus you get published on Coaching Minds website. Just imagine what that would look like for you as a brand new coach now starting off. So yeah, big thumbs up for me.
No, thank you so much for that, Priya, and thank you for highlighting a lot of things. It's shown that we're delivering what we're saying we're going to deliver, because we're not one of those organizations that are interested in your money. We take your money, here's a course, go. We want our coaches to succeed. We want every coach that we have to be successful. We're proud of our coaches. We want the coaches to be part of our brand, to get that out there, to be recognized as an ethical and a safe brand, so people can come in and find a great coach that they know is invested in service and can really put themselves out there to make a real difference to the world. So that's why we constantly give that support. That's why we'll always be there for our trainee coaches on any problem that they have, to really see them through certification. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm glad that our values are coming through, because that's so important. So thank you, Priya. So I'm just going to jump to Facebook and see what's come through. Let's see if there are any comments. I can see that a couple of people are tuned in. I really don't know why StreamYard does not connect Facebook profiles. The pages are fine. You can see the comments come through from a page, but private profiles, they don't allow comments to come through. So there's 37 comments. So let's see if we can get through some of these. There's lots of people tuned in. So the full comments aren't showing up on my phone because Facebook likes to be a pain at times. But let me see what we've got through. So there's lots of people tuned in. So Bob's here, Shannon's here, Bandana is here, and Paula Adams is tuned in as well. So there's lots of people tuned in here. So what I can see on my phone, I don't know, Priya, if you can see anything your end, but what I can see here is Paula says, I like how we can go to each other also here at Coaching Minds to go with the support from the build-in programs. Thank you so much for that, Paula. Bob has got a question for you. So Bob has says, Priya, was that one particular event, moment, or experience that became the inspiration to decide to become a life coach, or was it a combination of things?
Is that one moment or one experience, Bob? Having, or is it having? No, it's receiving that inspiration, that motivation, that support, without no judgment, help me take that decision, and knowing that what I hold close to my heart, that is making others happy, making seeing others smile, and their life changing for the better. That experience with my own life, with the turnaround, made me took that step to becoming a life coach, that knowing that I can use this to help others. And like I said, as I started the course and I went into the lessons, I realized that these can be applied to my life as well. So that has been it, my experience, that overwhelming experience, that how amazing I felt within, was what led me to take that decision to become a life coach.
I'm on mute. No, thank you for sharing that, Priya, and thank you for such a good question, Bob, as well. We really appreciate your questions and putting them into this space. Paula says, Priya, I love listening to you explain your experience and your point of view. Your enthusiasm is contagious, and she's also put love your smile, and lots of hearts.
Thank you, Paula, and thank you, Bob, for the question as well.
Fantastic. Bob's got another good question here. So thank you, Bob, for these really good questions. I love questions that come through, so they're fantastic. So Bob says, Priya, is there a specific area where you intend to focus your coaching practice? Do you want something more focused to a demographic or to a wider audience?
I'm really looking for something more specific for those around my age, even older if possible. I'm very open to it. That one of my areas that I wanted to really focus is confidence, because that was something that I overcome. Another is direction. If someone is being should be goal oriented, if I'm correct the right term, because at one point I was lost in my life. I didn't have any direction. So that would be like two areas that I want to really place my focus on, and helping those people, get past those blockers.
No, that's amazing, Priya, that you're starting to think about that, because it's one of the challenges that we face when we first a new life coach is there's so many different areas of coaching. How do we start to find that niche, those people we want to serve, and how do we serve them in the way that is suited for us? And it's great that you start to think about the stuff that you've overcome in terms of, you've gained your confidence, you've got past those limiting beliefs, and you want to focus on people who have goals and help people set goals. So no, that's fantastic. And again, Bob, thank you so much for such a great question. Okay, and there's lots of love coming through as well. I wish I could pull up more of these comments. Facebook is a pain. This is why I love our own personal app, because you don't have these problems that Facebook give you. So Paul Adams is just put here as well. I've just seen this come through. Confidence and direction with lots of love hearts. So fantastic. Now, Priya, is there anything else that you want to share today about your own coaching practice, about you, before we bring this to a little bit of a close?
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. My final words would be, if you are looking to become a life coach, or you're currently contemplating on choosing that as a career path, or even as a side, something you want to do on the side on your job. I think you will definitely want to check out Coaching Minds certification program. And in addition to that, there is no pressure. There is a free foundation course that you can have a look at, and, go through in your own time. It's like having that taste before you take that, direction into, investing in something. And to add all of what I shared earlier, the support, the exposure, the coaching pod, everything that comes with the complete package is nothing you would get it. Nothing like, this unique offer that you will get somewhere else. It's completely unique to what we give at Coaching Minds. And family, very family oriented, and supportive community that have your back when you need that support and guidance. So those are my final words. Paul, thank you so much for having me, and I'm so grateful to be here and on the program as well, and sharing my experience thus far.
And we're so grateful for you, Priya, taking out the time today, especially jumping on last minute as well. We are really grateful, and we appreciate you sharing your thoughts today and sharing this space with me. I'm so grateful for you. So thank you so much. And I just want to, on that note, I just want to invite anybody, if you're thinking about becoming a life coach, then what I'll do is I'll put the link below. So as Priya mentioned, we have a free foundation course. It's a short course of 8 videos that will help you start to understand if life coaching is the right path for you. So if you're feeling a bit of inspiration, if you feel inspired to step forward and change the lives of others and start to invest in your own personal growth a little bit further, then the link is below. I also invite you to have a chat with Priya, Andini, Charmaine, Karen, and everyone else that we've had on our calls so far, on our interviews so far. And you can reach out to me at any point for a conversation as well. So if you're sitting on that fence, if you're thinking, if you want to dip your toes into life coaching, then the foundation course is there, and we're here to have that conversation with you. I want to say thank you, Priya, once again, for being here today, for everything you do in terms of the energy, the love, and just what you put into Coaching Minds for your own benefit in the coaching course, but also for the difference that you're making to the lives of others. So thank you so much. And I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's tuned in, for the love to Priya, for the questions that have come through. It's absolutely fantastic. If there's anything we've missed, we will go back and answer those questions today. And I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to connecting with you in our next interview, which is tomorrow. So see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.